I only had to hear the word bastard or illegitimate, and my stomach went into a knot.
Catherine Cookson's longing for a father was every bit as strong an influence on her life and writing as the streets and docks of South Tyneside, where she grew up.
We illegitimates never pick a bus conductor, a pitman, nobody on that level. No, no. They've either got to be solicitors or doctors in our summer place, or they've got to have, you know, a touch of the, the blue blood.
2 years after the best-selling author's death, one of the North East's most enduring mysteries is being re-examined by Cookson's biographer, Kathleen Jones. The trail begins at the Ravensworth Arms near Gateshead. Now under renovation, it was here that Catherine's mother, Kate, worked as a barmaid at the turn of the last century.
You can imagine Kate behind the bars, this very young, very pretty girl. Her personality, she loved people, she was lots of fun, and being taken in by a very smart gentleman dressed in a black wool coat with an astrakhan collar and carrying a silver-topped cane. This was a very well-spoken gentleman, very charming, who then seduced her and abandoned her.
A product of that brief relationship, Catherine was brought up by her grandparents, believing she was Kate's sister. Many years later, she was given her birth certificate, and on it was the name Alexander Davis. This eventually led Kathleen to the marriage certificate of a 34-year-old drapery traveller in Darlington. It was then matched to an Alexander Davis who died in 1948 in Scarborough. But the major discovery was that this man suffered from the same rare blood disorder that blighted the life of Catherine Cookson.
Absolutely incredible to find someone with the right name, who was the right sort of age, who had a link with the North East and had HHT. So this was quite a big breakthrough.
Alexander ended his days in Scarborough and is buried in an unmarked plot in the town's main cemetery. Surviving family members provided Kathleen with his birth certificate, which opened the door to Alexander's past. He was born Alexander Pate in 1879 into a mining family south of Glasgow. But it's his relationships with 3 women over the space of a decade that gives the best information about his life. In 1901, he married Henrietta Waggett, the daughter of a well-to-do Newcastle brewer. The couple had 3 children. In the same period, Alexander, now using his mother's maiden name Davis, started seeing Catherine Cookson's mother. That relationship ended in 1906 when Kate became pregnant. Then in 1909, he bigamously married Jane Williamson in County Durham. Alexander led a charismatic and colourful life, holding down a variety of jobs. By the time he was living here at Witton near Bishop Auckland, he was labouring at the nearby pit and brickworks. Better days as a horse dealer and travelling salesman allowed him to buy the expensive clothes that turned women's heads. But throughout his life, and certainly up until he died, gambling was a costly obsession.
He still made quite a bit of money betting on the horses. One week he would win thousands and another week he would lose thousands. That's an awful lot of money in the 1940s to be betting. He was very handsome, very good looking, very well liked, very popular, a very charming man. I think Catherine obviously inherited her charm from her father.
Due to his philanderings and the shame brought on his family, precise details of Alexander's life remain vague. To some relatives, he never existed. Others disagree about what he looked like. Despite this, Kathleen managed to trace some of those who still remember him. Tomorrow, she meets the family that Catherine Cookson never knew she had.
Hello, I'm Kathleen. Oh. Hello. I've come to talk.